For most of human history, the story of exploration was written by nations. Kings and queens, empires and republics funded great voyages to map the unknown. But now, at the dawn of the 21st century, a new and utterly unprecedented chapter is being written. This one isn't being authored by nations, it's being written by a handful of private individuals, some of the wealthiest people to have ever lived. They are funding rockets with their personal fortunes, not for national glory, but for a personal vision of the future. They are racing not to a new continent, but to the edge of space itself and beyond. This is the billionaire space race, and it's not just a competition between three men, it is a battle of philosophies, a clash of ideologies about why humanity should reach for the stars. Is it for survival, for industry, or for the simple, profound thrill of looking down on our pale blue dot? The outcome of this race will shape our destiny as a spacefaring civilization. To understand this race, we have to meet its contenders. They are not astronauts in the traditional sense, they are architects of a new age. On one side, we have the most public and arguably the most ambitious of them all, Elon Musk. His company, SpaceX, was founded not with tourism in mind, but with a singular, almost apocalyptic mission to make humanity a multi-planetary species. Musk believes that for humanity to survive in the long term, to hedge against existential threats like asteroid strikes or our own self-destruction, we must establish a self-sustaining city on Mars. This is not a side project, it is the company's stated raison d'etre. And to achieve this impossible dream, SpaceX had to revolutionize spaceflight itself. They pursued and perfected the reusable rocket, a feat that traditional aerospace giants deemed impractical. The iconic sight of a Falcon 9 booster descending from the sky and landing perfectly on a drone ship is not just a technological party trick, it is the foundational economics of Musk's vision. By slashing the cost of access to space, he is building the railroad to Mars. His Starship, the colossal stainless steel spacecraft in development, is the vehicle meant to carry the first settlers. For Musk, the race isn't about who gets to suborbital space first, it's about who builds the first permanent off-world human colony. Then we have a different kind of visionary, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Blue Origin. While Musk looks outward to Mars, Bezos looks back at Earth with a profound concern. His vision is born from a concept popularized by physicist Gerard O'Neill, that in order to preserve our fragile planet, we must move heavy industry off it. Bezos envisions a future where millions of people live and work in massive, rotating space habitats, O'Neill cylinders, in Earth's orbit, enjoying pristine Earth below as a residential and natural park. His company's motto, Gradatum Ferociter, or step by step ferociously, reflects this methodical, long-term approach. Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket, which takes tourists on a brief suborbital hop to experience weightlessness and see the curvature of the Earth, is just the first step. It's a proof of concept and a funding mechanism for their real workhorse, New Glenn, a massive heavy-lift rocket designed to be the reliable, frequent freight train to orbit that his future industrial vision will require. For Bezos, space is not an escape hatch, it is an expansion of human economic activity, a way to have both a healthy Earth and an unlimited future for our civilization. And then there is Sir Richard Branson and Virgin Galactic. If Musk is the colonizer and Bezos the industrialist, Branson is the experience maker. His goal was to be the first to open the door to space tourism for a very wealthy public. Virgin Galactic's approach is unique, a sleek winged spaceplane called VSS Unity, which is carried to high altitude by a mothership before rocketing to the edge of space. The experience is designed not for orbital mechanics, but for pure sensation, several minutes of weightlessness and those life-changing views. Branson's highly publicized personal flight in July 2021, just days before Bezos's own, was a masterstroke in branding, framing the race as one of accessibility and joyous adventure. While SpaceX and Blue Origin focus on heavy-lift orbital rockets, Virgin Galactic carved out the suborbital tourism niche, selling tickets for hundreds of thousands of dollars to celebrities and adventurers eager to earn their astronaut wings. For Branson, the race is about democratizing a once-in-a-lifetime experience and proving that a commercial market for space joyrides exists. This rivalry came to a spectacular televised head in the summer of 2021. Within 9 days, both Branson and Bezos personally flew on their own company's vehicles to the edge of space. It was a media frenzy, a direct and personal showdown that captured the world's attention. But while that suborbital sprint made headlines, the deeper, more significant race was continuing in the background. SpaceX's Musk was already launching astronauts to the International Space Station for NASA, landing billion-dollar government contracts and deploying a global satellite internet network called Starlink. The metrics of the race had shifted from who could get a few minutes of weightlessness to who could own the infrastructure of the new space economy. This leads us to the profound and often controversial questions at the heart of this private space age. Who gets to decide humanity's future in space? Is it healthy for such monumental power, the power to literally launch our species' fate, to be concentrated in the hands of a few unelected, ultra-wealthy individuals? Critics argue this is elite escapism, a playground for billionaires while problems fester on Earth. Proponents counter that these individuals are taking colossal personal risks to accelerate progress in a field that became stagnant under government bureaucracy. They are the modern equivalents of the great Renaissance patrons, funding a new golden age of discovery. Furthermore, what are the rules? There is no law of the sea for space yet. Who is liable for accidents? Who can mine an asteroid? Who ensures space doesn't become a new arena for conflict? The legal and ethical framework is struggling to keep up with the technology these private companies are deploying. So, where does this race leave us, the rest of humanity, watching from the ground? We are at an inflection point. We are witnessing the end of space exploration as a solely government-driven endeavor and the chaotic, thrilling, sometimes unsettling birth of a private space age. The visions of Musk, Bezos, and Branson may differ wildly, but they all agree on one fundamental point, that humanity's future is not confined to Earth. Whether we become interplanetary for survival, for industry, or for inspiration, the journey has irrevocably begun. This race is building the infrastructure, proving the business models, and sparking the public imagination for what comes next. It is laying the foundation for a future where our grandchildren may not just read about space, but live and work there. The billionaire space race is not the finish line. It is the dramatic, contentious, and awe-inspiring starting gun for the next 1,000 years of human history.